I am Shanna Katz, Fascinations resident sexuality educator, and I am here today with the lovely Catherine Toyooka.
Hello.
Is that the correct pronunciation?
Toyooka.
I'm sorry. So Catherine Toyooka, who's joined us today from California. She's doing a class tonight at one of our stores here in Tempe, Arizona. So you want to tell me a little bit about the class?
The class is called Love Your Body Now by Finding Your Fabulousness. And it really started from me doing a workshop on body image for young LGBTQIQ community a couple years ago. And it's just really grown and become very popular. So it correlates a lot with how people feel sexually. So body image kind of affects the way we feel about ourselves and the way we interact with others. And then I also talk about genital shame, which can be huge for people to really feel like they're connecting with their partner sexually or even with themselves when they're masturbating. Some people just aren't comfortable touching themselves or knowing, what equipment they have.
Great. Well, and I think when we talk about sex education, it's so important to have classes like that, because I think oftentimes people get so caught up, and not to say that there's anything wrong, because I love them as much as the next person, but blowjob classes, anal sex classes, G-spot, these are all so important, but it's really hard to find your G-spot if you're not comfortable with who you are.
Right.
And it just doesn't come out.
Right.
So I really am excited that there are people like you who are just opening the field up for the whole range of sexuality instead of just focusing on the actual sex acts.
Yeah, it is. It's really, coming from Silicon Valley, I have a pretty high geek clientele, and they're very uncomfortable. So whatever you think that women have as far as body hang-ups, throw that out the window because men have just as many.
Yeah.
They just don't talk about it. But it's really deep-seated, it's real, and it's either size, they're afraid that their size isn't big enough, or that they're not masculine enough, or that they're not attractive, and they're not able to make a connection with a woman or a man, whatever sexuality you are. And so I really love opening up the dialogue to talk about how can you be okay with yourself and your body, and also how do you make a really great first impression, and how do you make the people who really aren't going to like you or are really never going to like you, but you want to get the people to like you to love you.
Right.
So it's trying to figure out how you can love yourself before you can really pass that great energy that you have off to other people. Great.
And so you also do, is it date coaching, sex coaching, that whole kind of...
I'm a sexuality speaker. I'm not speaking well right now. An educator, a dating and sex coach.
Okay.
So I do one-on-one individual coaching, private, and it's really anything from how do you approach people, to flirting, to me being a wing person for someone, to getting into the actual anatomy of sexual anatomy, to teaching someone how to get a better blowjob or how they can be a better lover. So it runs the whole gamut. It really depends on what the person is seeking out services for.
And just to double check, we'll put it underneath as well, but your website is Catherine Coaches?
Right.
So the C?
So it's CatherineCoaches.com.
And that's her website. You can learn more information about maybe having her coach you, maybe having her come speak for you. Do you do phone coaching, or is it just in person?
So I do individual face-to-face, and I also do, how funny, I also do Skype coaching.
Oh, well, there you go. Maybe that was one of your clients.
Yeah. So I do Skype coaching, too, because it's whatever is the most convenient for people. Sometimes when I'm talking about body issues, even if they live 5 minutes away from me, they're not ready to meet someone. Right. So we'll talk over the phone first until they're comfortable.
And
with
Skype
me.
helps you can read emotions and responses. And
right.
That's a really great idea. So take note, sexologists and sexuality educators. I know a lot of us have done phone work, either through online phone services or through actual phone, cell phone landlines. But Skype is a really great idea, and I hadn't actually thought of that. So thank you for that brilliant nugget of wisdom. So now I know you do some reviews on your site as well.
Mm-hmm.
What would you say if you had to tell people top 3 sex toys out there? What would you choose?
It's really hard.
I know. I tried to do one with the last person, and she was like, "Excuse me." So 3 to 5.
Yeah, it's hard. I mean, my fingers are probably my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
So, and we've got 10 wonderful fingers. So that's probably my favorite. Then I would have to say a plain silicone dildo that you can actually sit on. Excuse me, I'm sorry.
No, it's fine.
One that you can sit on, and which is really easy to clean. I also love glass. I love glass sex toys because they're non-porous. You can completely sanitize them. They're great.
Silicone too.
Yes.
Completely sanitized.
Yes. But the glass gives you for G-spot pressure.
Definitely.
It's not as bend. It doesn't give you the bend which
it gives you
get.
more oomph.
Exactly. Same with the ceramic.
Play. Yeah.
Yes. So I would have to say ceramic, like the Goldfrau. Just a regular sort of silicone.
Do you have a favorite brand or shape or?
It's called. I don't think they make it anymore, but it was through Good Vibrations, and it was called Atom. And
my guess is that they still make it, but that Good Vibrations, I believe, rebrands some of their toys' names.
I think they changed their name, so I haven't been able to find it.
I think it might be through Fun, because I think they rebrand Fun Factory and Kansas. So if I were you, I'd look on their site and if you're wanting to get a new one.
Oh, I treat it very well.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a really great reminder is when we talk about buying sex toys is sex toys are a luxury item that is worth saving up for a better item. Because if you have, you choose between a $40 jelly dildo and a $60 silicone dildo, a silicone dildo can last you 5 to 10 years.
Right.
If not longer. I don't think people have had them for more than 10 years yet. Same with glass. Glass, ceramic, the wooden dildos by Knob Essence. These things are things that last a really long time, and they're body friendly.
Yes.
And
most of them are eco-friendly too.
Right. So if you're trying to be green, you're trying to take care of your body, it's worth the extra $20 or $30 for a toy that will last you forever.
Definitely.
Or at least a good, half a decade or a decade. So, excellent point on that. Do you have any fun stories you want to share with us? Confidentially or anonymously, of course.
Well, I have a lot of stories, but probably the most interesting time I ever gave a talk was in a church. I was working at a nonprofit, and they wanted me to come in and talk about HIV, STDs, particularly for the high school, which was Catholic. So they had everyone meet in the church. They wanted me to sit and I'm not religious, so I'm not sure what the proper name is, but in the where the head person would sit. And I'm like, okay, I'm a little uncomfortable with that, but I'll sit there and talk to people. So it's really uncomfortable because it was 200 students and then probably 30 people who were the teachers and then educators and then people who are associated with the actual church. And they kept taking the microphone out of my hand when I was talking about the importance of condom use and how to use a condom properly, because they were saying, oh, well, they're micro tears and blah, blah, blah. And they kept taking the microphone out of my hand. And I was trying to get across that condoms, when used correctly, are very effective. And they were trying to very publicly censor me. So that was probably the most interesting place and interaction I've had. There are other times where I gave my first how to give a blowjob class to a bunch of gay men at a San Francisco sex club. And they learned something. So,
well, there you go. That is an excellent sign. Is that on your testimonials?
Yeah, it's actually on there. So, I really love teaching. I love being someone where people can get information from, and really good information, because there's so much bad information and just misinformation. So that was really my call to duty years ago, was if I'm going to get into sex education, I want to learn as much as possible and be able to give people really quality information in the most non-judgmental way possible.
Great. Is there anything else you'd like to add to our bloggers, hello, Twitter followers, Facebook?
No, just go ahead and check out my website, and I'm also on Twitter at CatCoaches. And
cat, like meow cat.
Yeah, CatCoaches. And I'm just really excited about tonight, and thank you so much for having me.
Yes, and this will actually probably air after the class is already over, but you can find Catherine and her upcoming events on her website. So make sure you check her out. Again, that's CatherineToyookaInterview.flv.
Thank you.